It's the Paris Chong Show.
Do you have any advice for young women that are breaking into the photography business? If you're, because I think it's becoming more, because for so long it was such a man's profession, and I love how it's really changed in
Yeah.
that way. And then I know there's a lot of women that are really wanting to be photographers. Like, do you have any advice for young ladies trying to do this?
Well, I think you're helping that
I
too
do.
because you're giving women a good voice. They're there, but not necessarily welcomed into. It can feel like a little bit of a boys' club.
The whole world feels like a boys' club to me, but I think it's changing. But it was funny. I talked about that earlier with a friend of mine. I think that so many women are becoming so much of the powerhouse in the world right now. That a lot of my friends in relationships, they are the breadwinners. All the women are the breadwinners, and women are doing so many amazing things right now that it's kind of like a little bit of a frustrating energy that you get from men because of that sort of thing.
I feel like the flip side of that though is we live in Los Angeles where that exists. I feel like a lot of the country it doesn't exist.
I know
that
LA's
way.
its own planet for sure,
Yeah,
don't you
New
think?
York, and I grew up in New York.
Yeah,
So
I love New York.
when I'm sure you experienced this too, but when I had my son, um, I didn't know, and there's nothing against like women that stay at home and raise their kids. I get it because it's a lot of work, but I didn't know that existed until I had my son, and then he was in school, and there were women that were literally stay at home moms, and I was like, wait, that's a thing like that. I
Yeah,
thought that vanished in the
I'd be so bored.
50s.
My mom raised my sisters and I, but she was always really active and doing things for herself. So I kind of saw her doing things, and she was really creative as well. But I don't. I just would. I can't sit still. I'm doing like too many things right now as it
I
is. I'm
know.
like I keep thinking, just keep going till I just drop.
Yeah, I know. We're always
I'm like, I hope
going.
it doesn't. I'm like one day I'm just walking. I'm gonna do this, and
I don't
that's it.
think. I mean,
So I just don't know what else to do but keep going.
but that I think there's a lot of women that choose to do that, and some men that choose to do that. Like
Yeah.
where since having my son, I've met some women that work, and the men are the
I've had
stay-at-home
I know of
dads.
some ladies that the husband actually said, "I'll just stay home with the kids."
Yeah,
But I
that's
don't
it.
know if that's like a good thing.
I think in the big cities it happens too. Now all of America because it's expensive, so it works out financially for some people
Yeah.
to do that
Yeah.
too. But
Daycare's a bitch.
yeah, I
Oh
know
my
exactly.
God.
Especially when you have a
Boy,
lot of
in LA,
kids, you know.
especially in LA.
Yeah, in LA,
Oh,
it's like, oh, but yeah. So I think it's like my advice to women is like maybe for me, I just didn't think about it. That was kind of the point of saying I didn't know. I didn't know it was a thing. I thought all women had equal
mhm.
opportunities because I just was raised by women that made it that way
Yeah.
for me. So I didn't in my mind I was never
That's why
it
you're
never
lucky.
maybe
That's why you're
that might be
lucky.
why I'm
That's
lucky. That's
why
part of it.
she's lucky.
Well, I
She
never
had these
knew.
women that raised her this way.
It's the Paris Chong